Why does the Avengers Doomsday trailer feel like it's hiding someone right in front of our eyes? I noticed it the second the trailer slowed down near the Fantastic Four. The camera drifts, Wakandan warriors frame the shot, and Ben Grimm stands there like a mountain carved from stone. But something is wrong. There's space next to him that doesn't feel intentional. It feels vacant, edited, almost haunted. Ben is positioned too far to the left, as if he's leaning away from someone who should be standing shoulder to shoulder with him. When I paused the frame and really looked, my brain kept filling that gap with a silhouette. Not Reed, not Sue, someone heavier, someone commanding. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Marvel has always loved negative space, but this wasn't composition. This was absence. The kind of absence that tells a story louder than any line of dialogue. I started connecting the dots, and that empty space began to feel like a deliberate lie, one designed to misdirect us before the real reveal crashes down. Here's where Dr. Doom enters the conversation by not entering at all. I think Marvel removed him from the trailer on purpose. The framing is too awkward, too careful. It's the cinematic equivalent of erasing chalk from a board but leaving the dust behind. Doom's presence is implied through geometry, through eye lines, through the way Namor's posture stiffens as if he's reacting to someone we're not allowed to see yet. This wouldn't be the first time Marvel played this game. They understand that mystery fuels obsession. By hiding Doom, they let the internet do the work, dissecting every pixel, every shadow, every strange choice in blocking. And the more I studied it, the clearer it became that this wasn't a mistake or an unfinished effect. This was a deliberate act of misdirection, and Dr. Doom is the missing piece that makes the entire image suddenly snap into focus. I started thinking about how Doom would be perceived inside this story. From the Fantastic Four's perspective, he isn't a monster yet. He's a genius, a leader, someone who's already helped them before. That post-credit tease from Fantastic Four First Steps wasn't random. It planted the idea that Doom could be trusted, that his intentions might align with theirs, at least on the surface. So when the Avengers Doomsday trailer positions the Fantastic Four alongside Wakandans, it makes sense that Doom would be there too, standing proudly as an ally. Removing him keeps that illusion intact for now, because the moment Doom is fully revealed, the mask drops. The audience knows what's coming. The betrayal stops being a question and becomes a countdown. Namor is the key tell. I noticed how he looks in that shot, tense, guarded, like a man standing next to a storm he doesn't trust. Namor has always been written as someone who reads power instantly. He doesn't care about charm or intellect. He senses intention. So while the Fantastic Four may believe Doom is a friend, Namor sees the fracture beneath the mask. That's why he feels out of place, why his body language clashes with everyone else. Eventually, I think Namor will team up with Doom, not because he trusts him, but because their goals temporarily overlap. It's an alliance built on mutual exploitation. And Marvel loves those kinds of fragile partnerships, the ones that collapse the moment the real plan is revealed. This idea of Doom pretending to be an ally fits perfectly with Marvel's history of trailer deception. I immediately thought back to Infinity War. Remember how Hulk was right there in Wakanda, charging into battle in every trailer? We all believed he'd be part of that final stand. But in the actual movie, Hulk never showed up. Instead, Banner struggled inside the Hulkbuster, and the trailers had lied to us with confidence. That wasn't an accident. That was strategy. Marvel understands that trailers aren't promises. They're puzzles. So removing Doom from this shot is the same playbook, just inverted. Instead of adding a character who won't be there, they're removing one who absolutely is. When I overlay that logic onto Avengers Doomsday, the structure becomes clear. Doom needs to be trusted before he can betray. He needs access, proximity, and credibility. Standing beside the Fantastic Four in Wakanda gives him all three. Wakanda represents moral authority. The Fantastic Four represent hope and discovery. Doom hiding among them is the perfect disguise. And by erasing him from the trailer, Marvel lets the characters experience that trust organically without the audience screaming warnings too early. It's a narrative sleight of hand. We're being positioned to feel the same shock the heroes will feel when Doom finally reveals his true agenda. I also think that empty space next to Ben Grimm is symbolic in a deeper way. Ben is the heart of the Fantastic Four. He's loyalty, pain, and endurance, wrapped in rock. Placing Doom next to him visually would suggest balance, strength, unity. Removing Doom leaves Ben exposed, carrying weight alone. It subtly foreshadows the emotional fallout of Doom's betrayal. Ben will feel it the hardest. He trusted. He stood next to someone who was never really there. That kind of visual storytelling is classic Marvel, hiding emotional beats inside technical choices most viewers scroll past without noticing. As I kept rewatching the trailer, every decision started aligning with this theory. The pacing, the cuts, the way the music swells and then drops before that group shot. It's like the trailer itself is holding its breath. Doom's absence becomes presence. And once you accept that he's been digitally removed, the question stops being if Doom is there and becomes why Marvel doesn't want us to see him yet. The answer is simple. Because Doom isn't just another villain. He's the endgame. He's the kind of character whose reveal changes the temperature of the entire room. Eventually, the illusion will break. Doom will step out of the shadows, no longer an ally, no longer hidden by clever edits. And when that happens, every strange choice in this trailer will click into place. The empty space, Namor's distrust, the Fantastic Four's misplaced faith. It's all set up. I think Avengers Doomsday isn't just about survival. It's about deception. About how easily heroes can be manipulated when the threat wears a friendly face. Doom isn't attacking from outside. He's already inside the frame. And that's what makes this trailer so effective. It isn't showing us the story. It's training us to look closer, to question what's missing instead of what's shown. Marvel wants us uneasy, suspicious, scanning the edges of the frame for something that refuses to stay hidden. Dr. Doom may be invisible for now, but his influence is everywhere. In the silence, in the spacing, in the choices that feel just slightly off. That's not an error. That's a warning. I think Doom's strategy will mirror classic mythological tricksters, the kind who earn trust by solving a problem only they created. He'll help repel an early threat, maybe even save Wakanda or the Fantastic Four directly, cementing himself as essential. That's why hiding him now matters. If we saw him clearly, every heroic action would feel suspicious. By delaying the reveal, Marvel preserves the emotional whiplash. When Doom finally turns, the audience won't just understand the betrayal, they'll feel embarrassed for believing him. And that emotional reaction is far more powerful than any explosion. I also can't ignore how Wakanda fits into this equation. Wakanda has always been a symbol of transparency, truth, and protection. By placing Doom anywhere near it, Marvel is playing with contrast. Doom represents control, secrecy, and ego. The collision of those philosophies is inevitable. Doom will learn from Wakanda. He'll study its technology, its defenses, its political structure. And when he betrays them, it won't be brute force. It'll be precision. That empty space in the trailer isn't just hiding Doom's body. It's hiding his preparation. The Fantastic Four, meanwhile, are the perfect targets for Doom's manipulation. They're explorers, optimists, believers in collaboration. Doom will mirror their ideals back at them, twisting shared values into tools. Reed will respect his intellect. Sue will believe in his restraint. Johnny will underestimate his patience. And Ben will trust his strength. That's why removing Doom visually is so clever. We're being trained to accept his absence, just like the team accepts his presence without question. The betrayal won't come with a roar. It'll come with a quiet realization that Doom was never standing where we thought he was. And if this theory is right, then Avengers Doomsday isn't misdirecting us to hide a cameo. It's misdirecting us to protect a feeling. Shock, loss, realization, the kind that lingers after the credits roll. Doom isn't meant to be spotted early. He's meant to be remembered late. Long after the action fades, viewers will think back to this trailer, to that empty space, and realize the truth was there all along. That's the kind of storytelling Marvel still excels at when it slows down and trusts the audience to notice. I keep coming back to how intentional Marvel has become with what they don't show. Silence is a tool. Absence is language. And Dr. Doom thrives in both. By the time he steps fully into the light, the audience will already feel like they know him. Not because they saw him, but because they felt his shadow. That's powerful. That's restraint. And it makes the eventual betrayal not just logical, but inevitable. Doom was always there. We just weren't supposed to see him yet. So the next time you watch that trailer, don't look at what's happening. Look at what isn't. Look at the spaces between characters. Look at where the camera refuses to linger. Because that's where Dr. Doom lives right now. In the margins. In the gaps. Waiting. And when Avengers Doomsday finally drops the mask, it won't feel like a twist. It'll feel like destiny. There's also something poetic about Doom being erased rather than revealed. Doom believes he controls narratives. He believes history bends around his will. By hiding him in marketing, Marvel is letting him play that role even before the movie releases. He's shaping perception without being seen. That's very Doom. And when he finally claims center frame, it'll feel earned, terrifying, and strangely inevitable. This trailer isn't lying to us. It's training us to think like Doom. I think that's why this theory matters. Not because it predicts a plot point, but because it reveals intent. Avengers. Doomsday wants us uncomfortable. It wants us second-guessing our assumptions. It wants us to realize that the greatest threats don't announce themselves. They stand beside you. Share your victories and wait. Dr. Doom isn't missing from the trailer. He's exactly where he wants to be. When the movie finally arrives, I believe fans will revisit this trailer frame by frame, realizing how many warnings were hidden in plain sight. The awkward spacing, the strange body language, the careful cuts. All of it will retroactively transform into evidence. That's when this trailer becomes legendary, not for what it showed, but for what it dared to conceal. Dr. Doom's absence will be remembered as his first victory. Marvel didn't remove Doom because they're afraid of spoilers. They removed him because spoilers aren't the point. Emotion is. Trust is. Betrayal is. And by the time Doom stands revealed, towering over heroes who thought they knew him, the audience will remember this moment. The empty space. The feeling that something was wrong. That's not coincidence. That's design. And that's why I think Dr. Doom has already won his first battle before the movie even releases. He's controlling the narrative, manipulating perception, and setting the stage for the ultimate betrayal. Avengers Doomsday isn't just a crossover. It's a confidence trick on a cinematic scale. One where the audience is part of the con. And when the truth finally comes out, we won't be angry. We'll be impressed. So keep your eyes on the margins because that's where this story is really being told. Not in explosions or speeches, but in what's missing. Dr. Doom isn't absent. He's patient. And patience has always been his greatest weapon. When Avengers Doomsday finally reveals him in full, the betrayal will feel earned, devastating, and perfectly set up by a trailer that dared to lie by omission. And maybe that's the real genius of this whole thing. Marvel didn't just hide a character. They hid an idea. The idea that sometimes the biggest threat is the one you welcome inside. Dr. Doom isn't kicking down the door. He's already been invited in, trusted, respected, and positioned exactly where he needs to be. That empty space beside Ben Grimm isn't a glitch. It's a confession. One that tells us Doom's story has already begun, even if we're not meant to fully see it yet. So the next time someone says Marvel trailers show too much, point them here. To the space that shouldn't exist. To the character who's missing by design. Because Dr. Doom doesn't need screen time to assert dominance. He just needs patience. And Avengers Doomsday is quietly teaching us that the most dangerous villains don't arrive with thunder. They arrive with silence. And when that silence finally breaks, it won't just change the story on screen. It'll change how we remember this trailer. Every pause, every awkward frame, every missing figure will suddenly feel intentional. Dr. Doom won't be introduced. He'll be revealed, as if he was always there, watching, waiting, and planning his victory from the shadows. So until then, all we can do is watch closely and question everything. Because Marvel has shown us that sometimes the biggest reveal isn't what's shown on screen, but what's deliberately removed. Dr. Doom's absence speaks louder than any appearance ever could. And that's why this theory sticks with me. Not because it's clever, but because it feels right. The clues line up. The silence makes sense. And when Avengers Doomsday finally shows its hand, I think we'll all remember this moment and realize we were warned. Sometimes the best stories don't shout. They whisper. And this trailer is whispering one name over and over again, even if we can't hear it yet. Dr. Doom isn't gone. He's waiting. And when he finally steps into frame, everything we thought we understood will collapse. That's the beauty of this mystery. It's been staring at us the whole time, hiding in plain sight. And once you see it, you'll never watch this trailer the same way again. That empty space isn't empty at all. It's a promise. And soon that promise will be kept. If this breakdown clicked for you, like the video, share it with a fellow fan, and subscribe for more deep dives. I'll see you in the next mystery. Until then, stay curious, stay observant, stay watching always.